It is 6:08 in the heart of the Texas Hill Country, and you're listening to Eat, Play, Live with me, Andi P, the show that's chasing dreams and crushing goals, even if we are sometimes just a little bit late getting started. My goal here is to help you live a healthier, happier, more balanced life right now in 2022 and beyond, right? For the rest of our life. Our focus this year, if you haven't figured this out yet, is learning to love ourselves unconditionally, which it can be hard to do if we're preoccupied with aches and pains. And doesn't this cold make it worse? It's ridiculous. Are we not finished with winter yet? Come on. But it does. There's just something about being cold. I don't know if it's because we're just like tensed up all the time and it focuses on those aches and pains, or what the deal is with that. But it just seems like it makes it worse. And for those people who've slipped and fallen on the ice, definitely they're feeling the aches and pains. So come on, Texas, let's let go of this bipolar weather, get back on an upswing so we can go outside and play, which we will talk about, of course, shortly. Best ways to ease those aches and pains so that we can do what we really want to do. And the reason that I was late getting started is because I was doing some very deep research on relieving aches and pains through the power of massage and energy work. So sorry, I just had to do what I had to do, but we're here now. So let's get going. My favorite childhood memory is my back not hurting. Can you relate? Yeah. Or how about that Super Bowl meme? That was recently enough. We can still remember that far back, right? That we saw all over Facebook of people talking about the halftime show and how if you appreciate who was playing, then you were surely going to get down, but maybe not be able to get back up. Could you relate to that? Yeah, I know. What is it about being a grown-up? Like, we can hurt each other or well, yeah, that too. We can hurt ourselves just by sleeping wrong, you know? For me, if I sleep on my right side, I'm going to pay for it. That right shoulder, it gives me trouble all day, every day anyway. So if I sleep on it, just forget it. It's going to be ridiculous. I know. Ain't it fun? You know, we just can't wait to grow up. And then we get there and we're like, man, what happened? Why? Why is it like this? So, it is what it is. So let's talk tonight about what we can do to try to make it better. I mean, that's all we can do, right? Starting with what we put in our body definitely makes a difference in how we feel, of course, but there are things we can do that will relieve aches and pains, that will help us. I want to focus on something that was brought to my attention recently, which is apple cider vinegar. And I've known about this for a while, but do you ever have those like home remedies that you use for a while and then you totally forget about it? And then it comes back to you and you're like, oh yeah, that was amazing. Why did I stop doing that? Apple cider vinegar is totally one of those things. And the more I started looking into the benefits, the more benefits I found and the more uses that I didn't even know existed. So yeah, check it out. This is a easy, inexpensive way to do a lot of things. So let's start with, okay, what exactly is apple cider vinegar? Well, it's made by fermenting the sugar from apples, which turns it into acetic acid, which is a main active ingredient in vinegar, and that may be what is responsible for the health benefits. Now, of course, I'm not a doctor. We know this. And I gather information from a variety of sources. And so who knows? Honestly, just be aware when I give you advice or, it's coming from things I've looked up, my opinions. I do not have a degree. Do not blame me if something goes terribly wrong. Okay, just going to put that out there. So, apple cider vinegar, but it has shown really great promise in improving things like your blood sugar. Yeah, insulin sensitivity, helping lower blood sugar responses after meals. So, that's kind of an amazing thing. Type 2 diabetes, of course, is characterized by high blood sugar levels caused by insulin resistance or the inability to produce that insulin. So people without diabetes also, though, can benefit from keeping their blood sugar levels in the normal range. It plays a major cause in a lot of chronic diseases. So we all want to keep our blood sugar where it should be, and it's apple cider vinegar. Yeah, my brain is still not completely here yet. It's going to join us any minute now, I promise you. So the most effective and healthiest ways to regulate your blood sugar levels is to avoid refined carbs and sugar. That sounds familiar, like something I may have said before, but the apple cider vinegar may also have a beneficial effect. So definitely worth a try. Also, weight loss. I think this is probably when I started using it, back when I was on the, we'll try anything bandwagon. But the deal is that it kind of promotes that feeling of being full, and with lowering the blood sugar, all of that works together. Plus, adding some apple cider vinegar to your water, it's like 3 calories per tablespoon. So it's absolutely not going to add anything really to speak of to your daily caloric intake. And if you're feeling fuller by adding a little of this to your water, then chances are you're going to take in less calories, which then leads to weight loss. So, of course, adding or subtracting just one thing from your diet is not going to just, turn the corner, but every little thing matters. We know this. So give it a try. Also, studies have shown that daily use of a little ACV, we shall call it for short, can lower your cholesterol. Heart disease, I'm going to put a big question on heart disease because we really don't know, but several animal studies have shown that ACV can reduce blood triglycerides, cholesterol, blood pressure. It hasn't actually been linked to humans, but I mean, if it helps the animals, why wouldn't it help us? I don't know. It's not hurting, so why not? Now, the fun ones are the home remedies. Okay. Diluted apple cider vinegar can help with acne. So this time you're not drinking it, you're actually applying it to the skin. Also, dry skin and eczema. You can put it as a diluted face wash or toner, also drinking it. Like, both ways are beneficial when it comes to being helpful for your skin and dandruff, also a skin issue. Take some apple cider vinegar, mix it half and half with water in a spray bottle, and spray that on your hair. Leave it in for 10 minutes, and it is good for fighting dandruff. I learned that one. This is so weird too, because, I'm researching all this different things about different ways to use ACV, and I'm watching my very favorite show, and that's where they told me about the dandruff thing. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. So I'm going to admit my very favorite show is Queer Eye on Netflix. That show has been around for years, and now Netflix has taken it and run with it. It's so good. I cry every single episode. I know, I'm a sap, but they're so precious. And the Fab Five, each in their own way, is so helpful. So Jonathan was the one that explained this home dandruff remedy, and I love him. So if he said it, then of course it's got to be right? The reason for me that I started looking into it right now is that I have recently been diagnosed with some osteoarthritis in my neck and shoulder, and was told that apple cider vinegar could be helpful for arthritis, because arthritis pain is partially caused by metabolic waste that's stored in your connective tissues. So the pectin, acetic acid, malic acid, all of that that's in the apple cider vinegar help absorb these toxins and flush them out of the body. So when you drink it and dilute it in water, okay, it's not good for your teeth to just drink that stuff straight. Plus it's nasty tasting. I'm not telling you this is going to be fun, but put it in your water, deal with it. Just, have a little bit. We've done worse things. You've drank worse things. I promise you. So go ahead and give this a shot. But when consumed, it reduces the pain and stiffness of arthritis by dissolving the acid crystals that build up in the joints. Once it is processed, apple cider vinegar leaves behind an alkaline residue that also helps balance the body's pH. I know. All this stuff is super cool. So how much? How much do we drink? Well, start small. Like I said, does not taste good. So common dosage ranges from 1 teaspoon to up to 2 tablespoons. Okay, you really don't need more than that per day. And you can even cook with it. You can make your own salad dressing, and that helps. Or it is not a spoonful of sugar, but add some honey, and that will help this particular medicine go down. So mix it with local honey, which will also help your allergies, and voila, you're doing something very good for your body, very natural. When you buy it, I do want to make this little side note, make sure it says with the mother. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But look on the bottle, and I saw it at HEB, they have a brand, or the Bragg's, which is the one you see most commonly, and it says with the mother. That's the murky stuff that's in the bottle. You'll see it kind of, that sediment down in the bottom, you shake that up. That's the good stuff that you need. So if you get one and it doesn't say with the mother, like many things, if you're not doing it with the mother, then you're not getting the benefit, because mother knows best. You know this. That's right. All right, moving on. How do we play and enjoy our life if we don't feel good and things hurt? It's not as fun. It's harder to do. Well, let me start with my go-to that I am sure that I recommend. It seems like I recommend almost every week to do some yoga. Do some yoga, man, and stretching. Both of these things will help reduce pain and prevent pain and lubricate those joints. I mean, that's such a huge thing as we get older. I know. At what point do we like make that turn where you start being that person who's getting older, and things start aching more and more? For me, I want to say it was around 38. I don't know why that's the number that just jumps out, but it seems like before that, I didn't have all these aches and pains. And then ever since then, it's just gone downhill. So what do you do? What do you do about all these aches and pains, and what can we do to help relieve them so that we can move our bodies in the way we want to move, so that we can get down and get back up? Well, creams. Okay, first, of course, you can go to your doctor. However, let's do some things before that, right? Let's troubleshoot it. Let's try to work with the source rather than treating the symptoms, okay? That's my policy, is I would rather fix the problem than just treat those symptoms. So anyway, creams. CBD seems to be the most popular creams on the internet if you do a search of best creams for aches and pains. I don't know a lot about this. I've tried some. I feel like they work okay. I don't know that they're better or worse than other creams. So I would love to hear what you've tried and what you feel works best for your aches and pains. You can always message me on eatplaylive.andy on Facebook or Instagram and let me know what works for you. But I am feeling like CBD creams we're going to be seeing more and more of those. Also, I use a lidocaine cream that is prescription, which of course, is going to be stronger than what you would buy over the counter. Even BioFreeze. I love BioFreeze, and maybe it's the smell that like makes you think it's working. I don't know, but there's something about it that just feels good. And again, if you buy it like maybe from your chiropractor, you tend to get a stronger, like for some reason they're allowed to sell it in stronger form than if you just go and buy it at the store. At least that's what I've been told. So speaking of chiropractors, that's another good thing to do if you are experiencing a lot of aches and pains. They perform adjustments to your spine or other parts of your body. I've had them adjust like wrists, elbows, feet. I mean, they just work everything back into correct alignment, and that then will help ease pain and just support the body's natural ability to heal itself. I love that. That's the idea. Let's heal ourselves. So chiropractors are great for this. Also physical therapists. We'll talk more about that actually right now when I talk about dry needling. Okay. Did I mention dry needling last week? I had that done last week, and it's cool. It's a really neat thing. So it's a technique that physical therapists use just for the treatment of pain and movement impairments. So if you have something that's bugging you, that's nagging, maybe try dry needling. Okay, so they use a dry needle, which means it doesn't have any kind of medication on it, and they insert it through the skin into areas of the muscle. Yeah. So if you want to know more about this, you can ask Ubaldo over at KinesioFit. He will do it, and he did mine, and I thought it was pretty amazing. So like I said, I've had a lot of trouble with my neck and shoulder hurting, and I won't say that I like jumped up and immediately felt better. In fact, it ached a little bit more before it started feeling better, but I could tell a difference. You know, I could tell those muscles were having a reaction, and my range of motion is a lot better. So I'm going to say that it was a good thing. Cryotherapy. Okay, this one, apparently the jury is out on this. Have you ever tried cryotherapy? You get in a chamber. It's sort of like a standing up tanning bed, but it's -200 to -300 degrees. And you stand in there for 2 to 4 minutes, completely naked. Yeah. Wearing only like wool mittens and socks and slippers. And so that's all you have on, and you just, and you move around usually like in a circle or something, and they talk to somebody stands in there, and they can only see you like from here to here. And they talk to you to kind of distract you because it's not comfortable. It doesn't feel good, but it's supposed to improve your blood circulation, increase metabolism, improve recovery and soreness after workouts, relieve joint and body pain. The FDA says there is no proof it does any of that. Well, I don't know. I've done it a bunch of times when I was doing a lot of heavy weightlifting. I felt like it helped. Definitely super energized when you get out of there. Long-term benefits? I don't know. I don't know. Isn't it crazy? All the things we do and like we pay for, we don't really even know if it works, but what are you going to do? We got to try something, and it felt good. So then we would follow that up with air compression, which is really cool. It's like this wrap of kind of like, remember those arm floaties when you're a kid that you put on your arms and float around? It's kind of like that, but they're a little bigger, and like you cover your entire legs. And then the air compresses and expands, and it helps with circulation. So it's supposed to help improve the blood flow to your heart. So if you have poor circulation, the blood has trouble moving back to your heart, especially from the legs. For some reason, that seems to be the area that needs the most work. But compression wraps are great for people who are on their feet a lot. It feels really good, and it really helps to relieve that soreness, tired feeling. There's a little do-it-yourselfer, foam rollers. Foam rollers are kind of all the rage over the past few years. You know, you can buy them everywhere. You can find them at your gym. It's just a small, lightweight cylinder of compressed foam, and you roll around on it. I mean, really, that's pretty much all there is to it. But you put it under where you're tight or sore. I use mine to pop my back. I roll across that puppy real slow down my spine. Oh, it'll pop so beautifully. It's great. So find your trigger point, those little hard spots or knots that are giving you trouble, and that is where you're going to roll around. You just use your own body weight against that roller to apply and maintain the pressure, and you can stay on that spot for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, as long as you can take it or until that knot lets go. So surprisingly, I mean, it's just a piece of foam, but it can actually kind of hurt, especially at first. You're not used to it, and that knot is pushing up against that foam. So don't freak out if that's hurting. Just know you're going to have to practice and build up a tolerance and just go easy at first. Maybe don't put your full weight on it until you've kind of gotten used to the way it feels. So there are so many things that we can do, that we can try. Again, my recommendation is just to really try to attack the source of your pain, okay? And obviously there are things that we can't fix ourselves. We can't fix it through food or movement or, any of these kind of treatments or home remedies. Some things you're going to have to maybe have surgery, have whatever it takes to, if there's an actual problem. Like I have a tear right now in my supraspinatus, and I can't just wish that away. I have to do specific exercises from the physical therapist to correct that in the right way. So I've rolled around on a foam roller to the best of my ability to fix that. It's not going to fix it. Okay. So you get what I'm saying. Not everything is going to be fixed this way, but just our general aches and pains, soreness, stiffness, that kind of thing is what we're trying to target here. Now, sometimes we have pain that just doesn't go away, right? Chronic pain. It's whether it's, arthritis or some sort of past injury that is just always going to create pain for you. Well, how do you live with that? How do you deal with knowing that you have pain that just isn't going to go away? You've seen the doctors, you've done out of the box methods. Well, the thing is that chronic pain is both physically and psychologically really stressful, and that constant discomfort can lead to anger, frustration with yourself, with your family. There's a lot that goes with that. Physical pain will come out in other areas. It's going to affect you in all areas. So it's something that you really, in order to live a healthy, happy, well-balanced life, you've got to find a way to deal with the fact that that's going to be there, right? So a few tips for coping with chronic pain. One is to manage your stress. Like I said, that emotional and physical pain are closely related. And so that's going to increase your stress level. So eating well, getting plenty of sleep, getting enough physical activity as much as possible that the pain will allow. These are all positive ways to handle that pain and that stress. Also, talk to yourself constructively. No stinking thinking here, okay? Positive thinking is a very powerful tool. By focusing on the improvements you're making, maybe thinking, the pain is less today than it was yesterday, or less than it was a week ago, or I'm better at managing it than I was a month or a year ago. Those kind of things make you feel a difference in your perceived comfort level. Okay, right? It's like you're talking yourself into feeling better, because the thing is, you are not powerless and you can deal with the pain. You're going to have moments where you may not believe that, but you absolutely can handle this. You are doing your best in a difficult situation. So don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, give yourself a little bit of a break and remember that through this, you will become stronger. I don't know what the reason is that you have to go through this, that you have to deal with this right now, but there's a reason, and you are going to grow and become stronger through it. Become active and engaged. As best as you can, distract yourself from your pain by doing things you like. That is going to help and highlight the positive aspects of your life, okay? Do not isolate yourself. Isolating from others fosters that negative attitude and really might just make things seem worse than they really are. Okay, that just starts down a tunnel. So just do what you can that brings you joy and help kind of distract yourself from the icky. Find support. You got to have support. This is a daily struggle. It can be extremely trying, especially if you're trying to do it alone. So maybe reach out to people that are in a similar situation. You know, you can find a support group online if there's something specific that you're dealing with, and people who get where you're at. And they can speak to it. They can tell you how they dealt with it. It's just amazing when you have somebody that gets it, right? Because you may be surrounded by caring people, but they really don't get it. They really don't get what you're dealing with. So that could be really helpful. Or, you know, maybe you do have a friend or a family member who hasn't been through what you're going through, but they have a lot of empathy, and they're somebody that you can lean on, you can talk to, and they won't drive you crazy. That's the key, because a lot of people will. That's right. And if you're one of those people and you want to help, you have a loved one who's suffering and you want to help them, my advice is don't try to fix them. That's not your job. Your job is just to be there and be that support. So, I may be speaking to myself here, because I'm not that I'm trying to fix, but I mean, you know me, right? If you're listening to my show, I'm going to offer some suggestions, especially when it comes to what you can eat and drink and ways to get more sunshine and fresh air. And so I'm pretty much, you got to know, I'm pretty much going to go there. So yeah. Okay. Note to self, don't try to fix. You may want to consult a professional if you're dealing with that chronic pain and your stress level is maxed and it's just really taking its toll. Then get somebody who is a mental health professional who can help you handle the physical and psychological repercussions of what you're going through. And then, as hard as this sounds, be grateful. What will your body allow you to do? Be grateful for those things. It may not be everything. I mean, most of us can't do everything. So be grateful for what you are able to do. Maybe make a list of the things that you can do and go back to that when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like you can't do anything. Yeah. Go back to that list. So I hope some of these tips and suggestions this week help you to feel better, stronger, ready, and able to live your life to the fullest. That is the goal. So I want to remind you, if you are in the Mason area, next Wednesday is Working Women Wednesday, and we do that the first Wednesday of every month. And next Wednesday, I'm super excited because my show, Eat, Play, Live, is partnering up with Greater Texas Solar, and we are going to be the hosts of Working Women Wednesday. So it's actually in my office, the Greater Texas Solar office. Coincidentally, that's also, I'm one of the owners. So, that's why we get to partner. I know, I'm ridiculous sometimes. It's okay. But it is going to be a super fun event. And I'm very excited for all the working women of the area to come together as we do for these events. It's great networking and socializing. And this one, I am going to give a talk on living fit with grit. And I'm very excited to share that and a little bit of my transformation weight loss story. And not just like the what happened, but how going through this sort of transformation brought all kinds of unimaginable lessons, challenges to overcome, and taught me how to live with grit. And so that's what I'm excited to share with the gals. So I do not want you to say, oh, I'm not a working woman. I don't fit the mold. Whatever. We all work in some form or fashion. You know, maybe you're taking care of your kids, your parents, your spouse, your toe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just come. Just join us. It's okay. Nobody is going to like ask for your business card at the door. So come on and join us. So that's next Wednesday, March 2nd. There's an event on Facebook. If you want to look that up, just search Working Women Wednesday or go to the Mason community page and you will see that. And join us. It's from 4:30 to 6:30. I'm going to speak at 5:15. So that's next Wednesday. But then until next Thursday, I'll be back right here. I'm Andi P reminding you to eat clean, play hard, live strong, and hopefully once you do all that, you will feel, so good.
Country music, regional news, and a few giggles along the way.